Luscious shop. So I've talked to you before about how amazing this vegetable is. This is kale. It's the head organic, gorgeous kale. This, my friend, is your best friend. It is anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, packed with vitamin C, K, and A. It has more calcium per pound than milk and more iron per pound than beef. This is an amazing vegetable. And we've shown you how to do it for breakfast. My mom has a video where she showed you how to make a simple green smoothie. I've shown you how to make a simple kale salad. And now today I'm going to show you how to make kale, the naughty version, kale chips. These kale chips are amazing. If you want something savory or cheesy or salty or crunchy, if those kinds of foods really appeal to you, then you are going to like kale chips. So it's super simple. First, you start out, you take the kale, you peel off the stem, you rinse them off. I rinse them off in the salad spinner. You make them into right-sized pieces, and this is a bowl I've already made of peeled into small pieces kale, rinsed, washed, organic, ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a cheese sauce. And what we need for the cheese sauce is a cup of cashews that have been soaked for 2 hours. We need an organic red pepper, gluten-free nutritional yeast, salt, lemon, agave, this is a sweetener, turmeric, onion powder. So that's it. That's everything that goes into the cheese sauce. So for the start is, in the blender, you put in a cup of soaked cashews. They've been soaked for 2 hours. And next we're going to cut and de-seed the pepper. Get all the seeds out of there. And that is good. That's good to go. I'm going to cut it into smaller pieces to make it, just help the blender out a little bit. So I'm going to put those on in there into the blender. Next thing, we need some lemon juice. And I use the strainer just so I don't have to worry about seeds falling on in there. So I'm going to squeeze the fresh organic lemon juice right on in there. Alrighty. I think I'm going to do this one too. Pop it on in there. Squeeze in the lemon. Alrighty, so there we go, the lemon juice. Now we're going to add in, this is a tablespoon of agave. I already measured it out. So organic agave just adds a little bit of sweetness to the mixture. Next thing we're going to do is 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And this is a vegan, a plant-powered person, someone who's just trying to stay away from dairy. This is great. This is your best friend. This is like the cheesy substitute. When you're making a soup and you want it a little cheesy, you add in some nutritional yeast. If you're having pasta and you want, something like Parmesan cheese on top of it, nutritional yeast. And when you're making cheesy kale chips, nutritional yeast. This is where it's at. And it also it's loaded with vitamins. There's B12. This is healthy and it's delicious. It's just great. I love nutritional yeast, in case you couldn't tell. Alright, so next on the list is we're going to put 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. So I'm going to have a measuring spoon. And this gives it its really nice yellow coloring. Turmeric does. It smells nice too. It's really important when we're making and preparing our foods to have a relationship with our food. It's one of the most important relationships we have. We put it in our bodies 3 times a day, if not more, and so often we're just on auto drive and just automatically shoveling something in our mouth, and it's so important to know what we're eating and to love it and to savor the smells and the flavors and the freshness. And so next we're going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder and a pinch of salt. That's it. This is the cheesy sauce. So I am going to go blend this up together, and I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. So I blended everything together, in the blender. I ended up adding a little bit of water to it to help it blend more smoothly and creamily. So this is it. We have our creamy cheese sauce and we have our kale. Our organic kale that has been washed and torn into small pieces. And this is what we do next. So you take the cheese sauce and you pour it right on top. And this is where it gets a little fun, it gets a little interesting. So just because your food is clean doesn't mean you can't get dirty with it. And what you do is you just get on in there and you massage the kale sauce, the cheese sauce, into all of the kale. You want to make sure that it's all covered and coated in that cheesy sauce. And this sauce is so delicious. I'm kind of tempted. I know we're just eating it before it's even dehydrated. It's so good. And you can see how the kale is all coated in this orangey sauce. It looks cheesy. And so what you do is, now you put it in the dehydrator. I use a dehydrator. This is my dehydrator. They have super fancy ones, the Excaliburs, like the Cadillac of dehydrators. That's my dream dehydrator. I don't have it yet. This one got Bath and Body Works. Bath and Body Works? No. What's it called? Bed Bath and Beyond. We got this at Bed Bath and Beyond, and it does the trick. And the reason why, the benefit of a dehydrator is the raw foodists are really into the dehydrator because you can kind of cook food without actually cooking it. I think it's if you go above 118 degrees, it's officially cooked, and if it's under 118 degrees, then it's still raw living. It still has all of its raw living enzymes in it. So that's the benefit, and so that you end up with this crunchy, yummy chip, but it's still alive. It still has all of its enzymes. But if you don't have a dehydrator, that is no problem at all. You can just put it on a very low temperature in your oven. They won't be raw kale chips, but they're still a really healthy, really good snack. So what you do is, now that the kale is all coated in the cheesy sauce, you just bring it on over to the dehydrator and lay the pieces right on it like that. So you just lay them out on the dehydrator, and what I'll do is I'm going to set it to the temperature of 115 degrees, and I'm going to let it sit for like 12 hours. And you know that they're done when you go to check on them and they're like crispy. When they're crispy, they're done. And if you end up having extra cheese sauce afterwards, you can use it. You can use it on macaroni and cheese. You could make, some nachos. Anything that you would like like a cheesy flavor, you can use this sauce with. So this is basically the method. It's really simple. You just go like that, and you guys don't need to watch me do all 4 trays of this. I just wanted to show you the basics of how to get started, and I'll show you what they look like when they are all done, when they're all done cooking. So you have a plant-powered day, and 12 hours, I'm going to show you what these babies look like. Hey, hello again from the Luscious shop. So the kale chips have dehydrated. I'm running out the door, but I wanted to show them to you before they end up getting eaten. So this is the dehydrator. It's been sitting for 12 hours. And then you open it up. Alright. I may have been snacking on them a little bit while they were cooking, but please try not to judge me. They're really delicious. And you look at the tray, and there are these crispy little kale chips. They're crunchy and delicious. If you're looking for a way to get more kale into your diet, into your kids' diet, into your significant other's diet, these are amazing. So try it. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Have a plant-powered, luscious day, and I'll see you soon.